Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2954. I have to look sometimes because I forget how many days in a row I've actually popped online to show up and talk to you, let you know what's working, what's not working. I like to say the good, the bad, the ugly because all of us have good things that happen in our life every single day, sometimes bad or not so good things that happen, and sometimes super duper just ugly, crazy things that we can't even imagine happen either to us or to people we love and care about, or in things that we're affected by. Now, we get to choose what we're going to be affected by, but that's a topic for another day. Today, we're talking about in both Supersize Your Business annual challenge and the Supersize You annual challenge, the importance of having an emergency fund. A separate fund that you fund, of course, uh, that has enough money in it to cover you personally or your business's operating expenses for 6 months, at least 6 months. I think with the pandemic, we moved ours up to a year. So we would have at least a year in our business emergency funds to run our operating expenses. And that gives us time to pivot, a word that came out of the pandemic. I mean, it's been a word forever, but it's been so overused since the pandemic. I cringe every time I say it, but it means just we have to be flexible and know that sometimes we have to change what we're doing if we want to continue to be successful in our life or in our businesses or in whatever our relationships, all the different areas and aspects of our life. But today we're talking about the importance of having a 6-month emergency fund. And I say 3 months at a minimum, no matter what your situation. I don't know about you, but I've been laid off before. I've been fired before. I've been surprised by something that happened either in a licensing or a legal thing that threw us for a loop. And so I learned early on the importance of having an emergency fund. I just dipped into my emergency fund to help my kids recently, but now that situation's over. So I'm starting to build that fund back again. And I will continue to put money and funds into that until I have my 6-month cushion again. Why? Because it allows me to make decisions and choices out of what's the best thing to do? What's the best strategy to follow? What is in the best interest of myself or my businesses to do right now? I don't have to worry about, well, what if it doesn't work? Because chances are about 90% that the things I tried don't work, or 80%, right? The 80-20 Pareto principle applies to everything. 80% of the things we do, you can pretty much chalk up that they're not going to work the first time or they're going to fail. And if you're fortunate enough to have 20% of them work the first time, I would say be grateful for that, because that is an anomaly in most situations, right? We don't do things right the first time. We don't walk the first time we try to walk. We don't, we certainly don't run the first time we decide to stand up and walk as babies. So why would we expect anything else in our life to be different? It might take us hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of iterations to figure out whatever it is that we're trying to figure out or do. So I digress. I just asked people today, do you have an emergency fund? Yes or no? If not, I challenge you to start one today. At least open the account and start putting $10 a month in there to get up to your 6-month number, or whatever you can. I say you build that emergency fund as quickly as you possibly can, and then watch what changes in your perspective and your mindset and the way you look at different situations, right? And the way you'll make choices and decisions from then on. It makes a huge difference. Working on my school community. It's Supersize Your Business School community. I'd love, if you have a business, if you've been in business for a while, I'd love for you to join us there. It's a freemium model, so it starts out free, and you pick and choose if you want to add any higher level, more hands-on engagement with me or not. That's entirely up to you. The free value in that is 5 decades worth of business experience in dozens of different industries, dozens of different businesses. As an owner or as a consultant to those businesses, I owned at least 27 different businesses in my career, which has spanned 5 decades. Started my first one when I was 13. So it's just kind of inherent in who I am. And I can't not help business owners. It's funny, but I just can't not do it. That's a double negative. Why would I say I can't not? I have to help other business owners and people to create the businesses and the life that they want. I have to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be showing up every day still, right? I'd be long since retired, sipping pina coladas. Nope, sipping strawberry daiquiris on a beach somewhere. And then I'd have more wrinkles than I do. So that just doesn't seem like a good option. All right. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, have an absolutely amazing day. I've got 2 sick granddaughters I'm looking after today, so it's going to be fun. I'm hoping they sleep in a little while this morning. If I can help you, ask. Otherwise, I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.